All right, now we're going to look at how you combine resources and how you kind of make a flow out of things. This was kind of our first attempt at making a flow where we did some learning, we did some practicing. Uh, you might want to do more than one practice. This is a great option for where you'd put a quiz in. Again, quiz writing takes a little bit more. I don't think it's harder. It just takes a little more understanding of how things are connected and such. Well, a quiz is in the intermediate level, so there's a video on how to make quizzes. Feel free to watch that if you're ready for that. But here we're going to get into kind of some combining of things. So the first thing you can do, and we've mentioned it before, but let's say in this assignment you want them to reply to something. We'll go to the settings. You want them to reply to something. I kind of forget what we had here. Oh, we just had the example so you can see what it was. But let's say I want them to watch this video. So a video could be, let's do like a COVID video. And let's see something we can grab pretty quick. All right, something like this. There's the embed code. So we're going to copy that. And we will put it in right there. Okay. So here we have a video. So and you might want to put, some numbers on it. So one, please watch the above video. Then number 2. So here we're going to put a link to let's do something like this. And maybe we want that. And we just want to look at like US, for instance. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. And we'll give them some directions. Click 6 weeks, click hide country, then click on United States. We're going to link that. This is one you could also do like in a forum or something. Okay, something like this. What we've done here is we have combined resources, and we've also kind of created like a lesson, a flow out of this, where rather than just having an assignment, here we've got a video for them to watch. They're going to look at a website, tells them kind of some things to do on the website, and then it gives them something to do afterwards. And sometimes those are a little bit small, so you might want to make those a little bit bigger. Now we'll go ahead and hit save. Now when a student comes in here, they're going to click on this assignment, and they're going to see the steps that they need to take to complete this assignment. So rather than just saying, oh, here's where you're going to upload, or here's where you're going to submit something, what we did was we now have a essentially abbreviated lesson that's going to have the students look at a resource, watch a video, and you can kind of respond to the student, or you can at least see where the student is at in terms of their thoughts, specifically in this example on COVID. Now you can also, within here, You can also link to files. So I don't have a COVID file, but well, maybe I could get one. Let's see if you can. What's that going to do? No, it's just saving the web page. So here's what we could do. We could do US and I don't know. Maybe we turn on another one. Maybe we turn on China. Huh. Am I just missing it? Maybe turn on Canada. Okay. And then what we could do is take a quick, not what I wanted, take a quick screenshot. And we could screenshot this. Okay. So now maybe we actually want to add another step. We're going to take a look at this website. We're going to watch this video. Then let's add a new number 2. And we'll say this is then going to be 3 and 4. Okay. Now, click this link. What we're going to do here is we're going to link, but we're going to link instead of to a URL, we're going to link to a file. And we're going to find that file quickly. This one right here. And we'll upload that. And then save it. Okay, so now we've created a resource that a student clicks on this, and they actually have more than one step to complete this. So click on this link to get a picture. Oh, got the picture right there. Click on this website. Oh, took me to the website. Now here is where I do my submission. It's really your choice if you would rather put these things in like so, or if you would rather on your home page, instead of doing the example assignment, maybe the first thing that we do is we create a let's do this quickly. So I'm going to copy that again. And I'm going to put this in as a label. And I'll put it in the HTML. You don't need to delete those, but. Okay. So now I can move that up there. And the reason I say it's really your choice, you just probably want to be consistent. So on this page, for instance, here's our first thing. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a, well, I can actually, from my desktop, should just be able to drag this over here. Let's delete that. I should have clicked the other. Okay. So here we've got this guy, then we've got this one. Next we're going to go to a website. So we'll pull this out. And put these next to each other. And then we probably would want to make sure we have the same directions. So like right here. And then we'd go in here and put it in there as the description. And we'd display that. And maybe not make it quite that big. So we'll just Control A and we'll make that. Okay. And then, let's see, that was step 1, step 2, step 3. Now step 4 would be the assignment, so we'd probably get rid of the directions in there and just say this is your upload. But now what we can do is we can put a heading on this. And we can call this all right. So now you've got it set up, whoops, where you've got your heading, you've got a video, you've got some other resources, and then really the last thing is that file submission. So here, if what you want to do is you want to move this to the right because it's within coronavirus, and here you want to move this to the right twice, and then maybe move this one to the right twice, and then maybe this one just move to it once. So now you can kind of see how it's formatted where, make that the whole screen, there we go. You can see how it's formatted where these things lead up to this. Or if it's more intuitive for you to leave these to the left and move this one further to the right, you can do that as well. One thing that you can use pretty easily, and you can use tabs up at the top, or if you want to throw in a divider, you can just duplicate something like this. And then in here, if you just want to make a horizontal line, now you have yourself a kind of a natural divider on the page. So you can see how you can set up things, you can set up a flow, you can set up a sequence, you can combine resources by doing what I showed you here. This is true on forums, so if you want to just have one link, but then within that there's like 4 or 5 things to do, that's completely fine. Or if you want to split it out so that people or students, you know, they kind of have to know to click on this stuff, but you could put a heading under there that says, you know, go through each of these resources and then submit your assignment. Because doing it like this, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but if you don't get in here, you don't have access to any of this stuff. Whereas if you do it like this, you have access to all the resources without having to actually, you know, go into that specific assignment. But again, it's up to you. You set it up how you want. This is pretty much the basics of using Moodle, designing resources, designing, you know, pedagogically speaking, designing the sequence or the lesson that students will go through to learn something, reflect on something, submit something. Like I said, we'll get into quizzes later, so you can do more, you choose if it's formative or summative, but you're getting direct feedback from students on things like this. Now, other resources, you can set up journals where students type their thoughts, but it's not really like for the teacher, it's really for the student to kind of reflect on where they're at, what they've been doing, you know, how they feel about stuff. So that pretty much gives us a wrap on the introductory Moodle stuff. Next, we'll get into some of the more advanced.